Yeah, we back. Now today's video is going to be a follow-up video to one I dropped last night entitled Israel versus Palestine, the Beyonce controversy. And in that video, I was speaking about how there's been somewhat of a backlash against Beyonce because she is not using her platform to bring awareness to the situation going on in Palestine, right? And in my video last night, I basically said that a black woman is not obligated to come to the defense of an Arab for any reason at all. In so many words, I basically said that if a black woman doesn't feel the need to stand in solidarity with an Arab, she is justified to feel how she feels. And history is her justification. And I was gonna leave the conversation where it's at. But a few folks came into my comment section and now they got me fired up again. So today we're gonna have the conversation. We're gonna have the long awaited conversation that black men should have had 1,000 years ago, which is, why are black folks scared of Arabs? I know. You're gonna come into the comment section and say, we not scared of no Arabs. We not scared of no Arabs. Now, why do I say what I say? Why do I ask the question, why are black folks scared of Arabs? Why are black people scared of Arabs? Well, because number one, I noticed that when it comes to the topic of Arabs, that's kind of like, it's like a taboo subject. It's like off limits, right? We could talk about the Europeans. We could talk about the British, the French, the Spanish. We could talk about the European Jews. Man, listen, that's no issue. Farrakhan done spoke about the European Jews. What's it called? Khalid Muhammad done spoke about the European Jews. Everybody done spoke about the Europeans, white supremacy, the Ku Klux Klan, the Confederate soldiers. It's no issue. But once the topic comes to the Arabs, man, I'm telling you, man, everybody just can't confront the topic no more. Everybody's scared to just speak the real. Everybody's scared to speak the truth. I don't know what it is, man. I can't tell you why that is the case. Everybody is very passionate when you talk about the Europeans. In fact, I got about 500 videos on my channel, and at least about 1/5 of those videos is about black history. And a large section of black history, at least in the past few hundred years, is about our trials and tribulations that we've had against the Europeans, right? And there is no pushback when I put out those videos. Nobody is pushing back. Nobody's trying to defend the Europeans. Nobody's trying to come to the defense of the Europeans. But every time I talk about the Arabs, bro, every time I mention the Arabs, I guarantee it's gonna be at least one black man, in the comment section defending the Arabs, bro. The Arabs themselves never come into the comment section to defend themselves, but I guarantee it's gonna be a black man defending the Arabs, man. Every single time. It never fails. So that's why I have to ask the question, why are we scared of the Arabs? I have to say you are scared, because if anytime the subject is broached, anytime the subject is confronted and you run to the defense of the Arab, what are we scared of, bro? Why are we scared of talking about it? Bro? What's the issue? So today we're gonna talk about it because y'all got me fired up. Anyways, man. So a couple people came into the comment section, right? Take a look up on the screen. This person said, if we're talking about the ancestors, then you should be standing against Beyonce right now. Malcolm X was in solidarity with Palestine. The Black Panther Party was in solidarity with Palestine. Angela Davis is in solidarity with Palestine. And if you're not in solidarity, then you're not standing with your ancestors. Now, I'll say this. I don't know if this person is a black man, right? This person might not even be black. So I'm not going to say that this was a black man. But anyways, I responded to this person and I said this. The name on the channel is Desaline. My ancestor applauds me for every statement. My ancestors would never lock arms with an Arab. It's black first over here for real. Now, the reason why he started talking about the ancestors was, in the beginning of my Beyonce video last night, I gave a disclaimer and I said, I don't care what you think. I care what my forefathers think. I care what my foremothers think. I know when I touch on this topic, some people gonna get in their feelings, but I had to let you know I don't care about your feelings, because the way I live my life is like this. Would my ancestors approve of what I'm doing right now? Would they approve of what I'm saying right now? And if the answer is yes, then I don't care what you got to say about it. Mr. @JosephFig842. He low-key tried to play that trick on me. You know how white folks be saying, hey, what would Martin Luther King do? They try to invoke the spirit of Martin Luther King. He tried to invoke the spirit of Malcolm X and Angela Davis and the Black Panthers. I told him, listen, the name on the channel is Desaline, bro. That's how I'm stepping, bro. That's how I'm coming, bro. So the question I asked myself is, what would Desaline do? What would Desaline say? And one thing I know for certain, Desaline would not stand for no Arab. I tell you that right now. He would definitely not stand in solidarity with no Arab. I tell you that right now. If Desaline came back from the grave and he understood how our people are treated in the Middle East, if he came back from the grave and see how these Arab families are treating our people in Haiti, I tell you that right now, Desaline would have no love for no Arab. So that's where I get my energy from. That's who I consult. You know, when I consult with the ancestors, that's who I be consulting. So if you want to talk about ancestors, don't try to cherry pick and don't try to pick and choose. Talk about the one that I put as the name of my channel, first of all. Don't talk to me about no Angela Davis. Now, let's continue. Take a look up on the screen. He continued, he said this at the top. Black liberation is tied to the liberation of all colonized people around the globe. And if we can't see that, then we lose. And if we expect a billionaire to help us, we have definitely lost. Beyonce ain't doing nothing for no one. I said this. Black liberation is for black people. Unsubscribe if you feel different. The name on the channel is Dessalines. Everything I say would be approved by the honorable ancestor. Me and you are not the same. Dessalines would never go against the African woman to lock arms with some camel riding desert dweller. Me and you are not the same. And then he came back and said, it's funny because Beyonce has already gone against the black community. Let me get out of here before the lack of brain cells you got corrupt me. And I told him, I just said, bro, listen, you're an Arab sidekick. You lock arms with men who would force your mother to scrub toilets. I never respected your intelligence anyway, bro. Like what are we even talking about, bro? This dude really came into the comment section and tried to convince me to go against a black woman in defense of an Arab, saying that, oh, Beyonce never did nothing for nobody anyway, so the Arab gonna do something for you, bro? The Arab gonna hold it down for you? And that's what I mean, bro. That's what I mean. It's always gonna be somebody to run defense and run cover for the Arab, bro. But if it was anybody else, if we were talking about the French, if we were talking about the British, if we were talking about the Portuguese, if we were talking about the Europeans in general, there would be nobody trying to run defense for the Europeans. But I notice every time we talk about the Arab, I guarantee it's going to be someone. I guarantee it's going to be someone acting as a lawyer, acting as the legal representation for the Arab nation, bro, for the Arab race. Every single time. It never fails, bro. So I had to ask the question, what are we scared of, man? What are we scared of? Does the Arab got blackmail on? Is he blackmailing us? Is he blackmailing the black man? Is the Arab man blackmailing the black man? What is going on, bro? You dudes will go against a black woman to stand against an Arab who will throw your sister off a building. An Arab who would throw your sister off a building if you wanted to and go to sleep without a care in the world. You would go against the women of your own race to defend that man who doesn't even give one fuck about you. Man, listen, man, it's really, I'll never understand it. I know Dessalines would never understand it, but it is what it is. Let's continue. Now, I want to show you another example of what I mean when I say that every time we bring up the subject of the historical relationship between black men and Arab men, it's always going to be someone trying to run cover, trying to run defense. The conversation usually goes like this. Take a look up on the screen. At the top, this brother said, the trans-Saharan slave trade was the fault of the Arabs. This brother came back and said, the trans-Saharan slave trade can trace its roots to Egypt and was more similar to ancient slavery throughout the old world. Roman slavery, British slavery, all operated the same. He came back and he said, stop it. The primary drivers of the trade were the Arab world. The slaves went to the Arab world. It was the fault of the Arabs. It was still slavery. They treated black people like property. Stop caping for them. He came back and said, the trans-Saharan slave trade predates the Arab people as a whole. I'm not saying they weren't involved, but to reduce it to ethnicity is ahistorical and just shows you got beef with them folks for shit that had nothing to do with race. And he came back and said, there are other instances of the Arab world being anti-black. It has everything to do with race, but continue being a mule for them. If we can't agree on Arabs being at fault for the trans-Saharan trade, we live in two irreconcilable realities, yours being one of delusion. He came back and said, I know there's instances of everyone being anti-black, not just the Arabs. I don't let that stop me from building bridges with people because then I'd have no one, considering how anti-black other black people are constantly being like you right now. Now you see what he said? To deflect from the Arab, right? He said, listen, if I can't build bridges with people outside my race, then I will have no one because black people are really anti-black like you are right now, because he is so emotional. He is so triggered that the Arab man is being put in the hot seat that, bro, I'm telling you, this is such a common occurrence. This is how it goes. The Arab man is bulletproof, bro. The Arab man is Teflon. He walks through the streets untouched because anytime the topic is broached, there's gonna be someone that jumps out the bushes and says, whoa, 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 relax, whoa, whoa. Bro, listen, you can't talk about the Arab like that. You can't talk about the Arab like that. What are you doing? What are you doing? Bro, every time, bro. Every single time. It never fails. But anyways, let's continue. The brother on the bottom came back and he said, you can't even assign responsibility for the trans-Saharan slave trade. It's one thing to build bridges. It's another to critique the past and present behavior of allies. You seem afraid or unwilling to do the latter. Now, listen, that's what I said. It's like some type of fear there. It's some type of fear. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, it's like a taboo subject, bro. Soon as we get to talking about the Arabs, bro, it's gonna be some black man in the room sweating bullets, heart beating at his chest, heart rate over 200, about to have a heart attack, about to keel over. I don't know what's going on with y'all boys, bro. I don't understand it. What is so taboo about talking about the Arabs, bro? I got over 100 videos talking about the French. Everybody was loving that. I got a bunch of videos talking about the American government. Y'all was loving that. When I talk about the Arabs, now all of a sudden, this dude coming to my comment section talking about, you not standing with the ancestors. Angela Davis would stand with the Arabs. You gotta be like Angela Davis. Bro, I don't gotta be like nothing. I gotta be like Dessalines. I gotta be like Henry Christophe. That's who I gotta be like. That's who I consult with, okay? That's who I consult with in my private quarters. That's who I got altars set up in the crib for. So when I consult with them, they tell me what I'm saying is the correct assessment. They tell me what I'm saying is the correct line of action, the correct course of action to take. Because if they came back from the grave, they'll be saying way more shit than I would. If you don't like what I gotta say, I know you would hate what they gotta say. I tell you that right now. Anyway, let's continue. The conversation continued at the top. The brother said, that's just base level expectations. Advocating for and empowering the Arab world, while it is currently to this day irredeemably anti-black, is stupid. But it is something black people would do. I should not be surprised. Another black leftist under the stupor of people of color unity. And then the brother came back and said, I'm a Muslim. That color's the reason I go for facts and not pissy emotions, as if any culture has respected black people ever. Yes, I can build bridges with non-racist Arabs because that's what the Ummah is. And the brother came back and said, Muslim going for facts. Interesting claim. The Arab world is racist regardless of Islam. They weren't and they are not supposed to enslave or mistreat black Muslims, but they still do. Now, I got to make the disclaimer. When I talk about Arabs, I'm not talking about Muslims, because being the brother that I am, due to the fact that I really got love for my people for real, I don't judge my brothers if they subscribe to Islam. You still my brother though. I still got love for you though. I don't care what you subscribe to spiritually. You still my brother though. You know, when I talk about the Arabs, I'm not talking about the black Muslims in the Sahel. I'm not talking about, I ain't talking about them. I'm not talking about my brothers in Mali. Nah. I ain't talking about the homies in Nigeria. Hell nah. I ain't talking about the homies in Niger. Hell nah. I ain't talking about the homies in Burkina Faso. Hell nah. I ain't talking about the brothers in Senegal. Hell nah. When I talk about the Arabs, I'm talking about, you know who I'm talking about. I ain't talking about the black man that's Muslim. Hell nah. That's my brother too. The black Muslim, that's my brother. That's my brother, regardless. When I talk about the Arabs, we got to make the separation. I don't attack Islam, but I am going to talk about the Arabs. That's a fact. Now let's continue. Now, before we get out of here, I'm going to read some statements that was put out by a girl. I believe she's Sudanese, right? We talk about the different conflicts going on the African continent, you know, Congo, Sudan, Ethiopia, Burkina Faso, Niger, Mali, etc., etc. So today we're going to talk about this girl right here. She's actually Sudanese. And unlike a lot of folks, she's not scared of the Arabs. You know, she's not scared of the Arabs, you know. She actually tells it like it is, similar to myself. And we're going to hear it straight from the black woman's mouth. You know, a lot of you boys, for whatever reason, you won't even defend your own black woman. You let the Arab man run over your own black woman and still would defend the Arab man. Bunch of cowards, man. Bunch of cowards for real. But anyways, let's take a look at what she had to say. She said, most people have nightmares about things that haven't happened. My mother has nightmares of racism she experienced in Arab countries, waking up screaming type of nightmares. I need you guys to remove yourselves when black folks are talking about what capacity we have to support. And over here, she was responding to a tweet from somebody else where they had said they learned it from the white man. They're talking about the Arabs. She said the Arabs learned it from the white man. It was the white man's way of dividing us to keep us against each other so the white man could keep all the power. The white man who, back when the Arab man was running roughshod over the continent, the white man wasn't even a factor back in those days, bro. The white man wasn't even a geopolitical factor during those days. And she responded and said this: we were oppressed by the Arabs before we were oppressed by the whites. The white man was not even a geopolitical factor when the Arab man was making incursions into Africa, bro. When the Arab man was invading and stomping through Africa, the white man was not even a geopolitical factor during that time, bro. He came way, way later, bro. Way later, bro. He wasn't even a factor in those days. But like I said, because so many of y'all are scared to death of the Arabs, it's always gonna be some black person jumping out the bushes, jumping out the window, talking about, whoa, 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 whoa. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I stand before you today as a mediator of justice, representing my client, the Arabs, accused of mistreating the blacks. Your Honor, my client is innocent. The Arabs are innocent. That's what y'all be sounding like, bro. That's what y'all be sounding like every time we discuss the Arabs, man. Every single time, man. Every single time. Now, let's continue. She went on to say, you guys want me to substitute Arab with people or something else that strips away hundreds of years of history. My relatives and people have died because of resisting and naming their oppressors. And if it was a European country, you would have no issues with me naming that. Now, wow, that's exactly what I said, bro. That's exactly what I said. If we was talking about the French, the Americans, the British, the Portuguese, Europeans in general, if we were talking about the Europeans in general, you would get no pushback. But once you talk about the Arabs, man, it's like a taboo topic, bro. It's like a taboo subject, bro. It's like, bro, you know, we can't be talking about that in the public. Like, that's what it be feeling like. That's what it be feeling like, man. But on this channel, like I told you, it's black first over here for real. It's black first over here for real. You know what I'm saying? It's hard line for real. So, you know, if you get uncomfortable with that, unfortunately, this is not the place for you. Now, let's continue. She went on to say, how is it Zionist propaganda when our people have been speaking about Arab oppression before Israel existed? Now, let's continue. She went on to say, black revolutionaries are not infallible. The same way we know that Martin Luther King would condemn the genocide of Palestinians present day is the same way we know that Malcolm X would condemn the treatment of blacks by Arabs in the present day. Now that goes back to what the brother in the comment section tried to tell me, oh, Malcolm X would stand with the Arabs, blah, 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 blah. Man, listen, bro. Malcolm X was not perfect. Malcolm X was not perfect. Dessalines was not perfect. Christophe was not perfect. A lot of our forefathers were not perfect. You know, we can't take everything they said as gospel. You know, we can only take the bits and pieces that make sense. Malcolm X was not perfect. He was not a perfect man. You know, so we're not going to take everything he said as gospel. We're not going to start bowing down and kissing the boots of Arabs because Malcolm X was doing it. Fuck out of here. Let's continue. Now, this lady said, y'all remember when a promising black law student made a statement in support of Palestine and lost her job offer while their classmates, faculty advisor, and university administration left them out to dry? I wonder if an Arab-owned law firm ever called with a better offer. Man, listen, an Arab wouldn't even sacrifice his smoke shop for a black woman or a black man. All right, listen, they wouldn't even sacrifice their gas station at a smoke shop for you, bro. You sacrifice your whole career. Imagine sacrificing your whole career. Your parents working long hours, long nights since you were a little baby, sending you to pre-K, first grade, second grade, staying up every single night, helping you with your homework, driving you to school, picking you up for years, decades, sending you to college, grinding, finally sending you to college, go to NYU, you gonna be a lawyer. It's about to pay off, and you sacrifice everything for some Arabs who wouldn't even sacrifice their smoke shop for you. Man, we are a funny people. That's the best way I can put it. We are a funny people. We are a funny people. Sacrificed our whole careers for people who wouldn't even sacrifice a gas station for you. Anyways, man, it's your boy Neferkari, that's Celine, back in the building. Yes, indeed. And I'm gone. Peace.
Reincarnated, I'm back in original fashion. I left on a horse and came back in the ass, and I left with abundance and came back to famine. We used to be pyramids, now we be rapping. Look how the mighty have fallen. Used to be running, now we be walking. When you be cooning, that's when they applauded. Selling your soul, your sons and your daughter. Gotta come up in this shit, they stuck in the mix. Really, my heart it be breaking. That's why I'm stacking that paper and handle my business. Pass it down in generation. Talking about money and power and building a nation. That's a deadly combination. Never be watching the TV, they pushing agendas, falsifying information. Know they got malice intentions. Step in the room and I'm feeling attention. Enemy watching me blocking my vision. Get for the check cause I need my redemption. Building my kingdom, I need it protected. Ready for war like a young money Congo. Never decided the team is the motto. Up in the crib and I'm whipping up waffles. Up in the crib and I'm smoking gelato. I'm chilling, I'm taking my pain and make it ambition. I'm blessed by the gods, but I ain't religious. I came for the power, they came for the big. They making no hourly wage. I got business, this is an art and they could never be taught. Selling my soul, I can never be bought. Play with my money, I see you in court. Run to the check and I do it for sport. Babylon falling, I go to the source. Packing my luggage and go overseas. Shorty be with me and she so elite. Shorty be chocolate, I'm calling her Hershey. Secret intelligence probably gon' murk me. Don't fuck with brands cause nigga I'm Haitian. Say the wrong shit and get smack in their faces.